Alrighty, welcome to another Innistrad Horror Cube outing here. We're playing with the Innistrad Horror Cube. It's a kind of curated cube of not all cards from Innistrad, but the ones that aren't fit in the theme, which is horror. And we drafted blue-red spells last time. This time, I do like Drogskol Messenger. Taking a Grixis card, even a powerful one, first pick isn't exactly what I want. Invasion of Innistrad seems like it could be pretty good. And I think I'm just going to start with the invasion. I don't know. I kind of like this card. Beginning to play it seems like it could be neat. Okay. Ooh, Lingering Souls. This card's messed up. I'm probably going to want to take that. There's also Blasphemous Act. Blasphemous Act is a good wrath. Zagoth's Triumph is a good land. Lifebane Zombie is a fantastic card. 3 mana, 3/1 Intimidate. And it also, you exile a green or white creature from their hand. This card was messed up in Standard. But Lingering Souls is so good. I'm going to take Lingering Souls. Sarah the Benevolent. Creatures with flying, get +1/+1, make a flyer, and then a worship-ish emblem or something like that. I guess it's like, yeah, it's if you have a creature, you basically can't die from damage. It's also Sorin Imperious Bloodlord. It's pretty good if you're vampires. Calastria Highborn is also good if you're vampires. I kind of wonder if I should, how bad it is to take Butcher's Cleaver. If I'm black-white, then that's a human theme, and that's pretty good. But I could also take Ever After, get 2 creatures from your graveyard to the battlefield. Draft like a black-white control deck sort of deal with these things. But maybe just Sarah the Benevolent is where I want to be. Making a 4/4 is not terrible. All right, let's take Sarah here. And, oh, welcoming Vampire. So it's 3 mana, 2/3 flyer, but then whenever a creature with power 2 or less enters the battlefield under your control, you draw a card. It only triggers once a turn, but that's still pretty good. And I think that works nicely with this deck. Also, getting flyers for Sarah isn't bad. There's a blue-black duel and a blue-red duel. All right, let's take Welcoming Vampire. Definitely a chance that Invasion of Innistrad doesn't make the cut. Okay, Thalia's Lancer is pretty good. 5 mana, 4/4 first strike. And you go get to search for a legendary card, which is Sarah the Benevolent. There's also Flooded Strand. It's a start to fixing. It's blue-white, but obviously if I get blue-black or black-white dual lands, which there are in the cube, then this becomes some good fixing. Let's take Flooded Strand. I kind of feel like fetch lands are where I want to be for mana fixing. And look, now I can take Savai Triome, which I think is better than Desecration Demon. Drogskol Captain's also pretty good. All the other spirits you control have +1/+1 and hexproof. It's great with Lingering Souls. Yeah, maybe I just take the Drogskol Captain. I have the Flooded Strand to be white-blue. Maybe splash black for Lingering Souls, or maybe just splash blue for the Captain. I don't know. This card is pretty messed up when it works. Now there's a Port Town, a blue-white land. I like that. Army of the Damned. This card was funny. I never really got this card to work in Limited. All right, I'll take Port Town over a bunch of mediocre cards. And if we end up in white-blue spirits, I actually think that could be pretty good. Or white-blue flyers. And then almost assuredly want to splash Lingering Souls, Flash Black, just because that card is just so good. But maybe move away from Invasion of Innistrad. I don't know. Taking Flooded Strand into a white-blue card into a white-blue land certainly pushes me more in that direction. Okay, here. 2 mana, 1/1. You can transform it to a 3/3 that uses a life every turn. Not that impressive. I'm not a big Odric fan either. Gives all your creatures all their keywords. Sawblade Singer. Fights a zombie or destroys an artifact. Cool. I might take Heir of Falconwrath. It's not fantastic, but I don't really see Cloistered Youth. Maybe Cloistered Youth is okay. I guess I'd rather just take a white card than a black card. That is true. Okay, sack a creature, put a ++1 counter each vampire you control. We're not really doing that. Vanquish the Horde is not really what I want. Destroying all creatures isn't really what this deck wants to do. This is a 2 mana 0/3 defender, and you can spend 10 mana to turn it into a 13/13. I don't really like any of these, and this triggers off non-tokens. I guess I'll take Vanquish the Horde kind of unhappily. Oh, Dinrova Horde. This card was messed up. 6 mana 4/4, and it bounces a permanent, including lands, and they discard a card. Cathartic Pyre is still here too, but I'm going to take Dinrova Horde. If we're splashing blue, we're splashing blue. 4 mana 3/2, you make a white spirit token every time you cast a non-creature spell. I think I'd rather take Cackling Counterpart, because create a token that's a copy of a creature you control is really good with Dinarova and really good with Drogskol Captain. If you get 2 Drogskol Captains into play, all your creatures have all your spirits have +2/+2 and hexproof, including each other. Ooh, and now there's Shacklegeist. Okay. Spirits seem pretty open. 3 mana flying. All your spirits have +1/+1, and it makes spells from your graveyard 1 cheaper. All right. Take a red-white land that I'm not going to play. Faithless Looting that I'm not going to play. All right. I don't know about these 2 spells over here. I'm not that enthused about either. But blue-white splash black spirits actually seems like it's pretty well open. So let's see if we can draft around that. Could use some more cheap cards. Rattle Chains would be a fantastic pickup. More fixing would be nice. I did have to pass the Choked Estuary there, but I think taking the Patrician Geist was worth it. All right, what do we got here? This is the, Miracle thing. Valorous Stance is not bad. Infernal Grasp is obviously fine. I don't think I'm going to have enough black mana for Liliana. A white, blue, red land isn't terrible, but not really that helpful, especially since Flooded Strand already gets white and blue, so it doesn't even make that better. I think I might just take Valorous Stance. Kills a big creature or saves one of your creatures, and that's a pretty good split card for this sort of deck. I think Vanquish the Horde is pretty bad. And I think Invasion of Innistrad's not making it in either. I just want a little bit of black mana for the Horror and Lingering Souls. I'm looking forward to Dinarova Horror, Cackling Counterpart. Also, the flashback's cheaper, thanks to Patrician Geist. That's pretty good. Okay, black-white land. 2 mana, 2/2 spirit. When you gain life, it gets a counter. Yeah, I'm not getting a lot of life. There's also Spectral Shepherd, which I will probably wheel this card. Oh, a real black-white land. One that can fetch. Perfect. Yeah, I'm going to have to take Godless Shrine here. I think that it would be crazy not to. There's a blue-white land. There's also Elder Deep Fiend is a really messed up card. So it costs 7 to emerge it, but when you emerge it, it taps 4 permanents, and honestly, like sacking any of these cards, it's still just too good to pass Elder Deep Fiend, I think. If Hallowed Fountain wheels, I'll be pretty happy. Actually, would be happy if Niblis of the Urn wheeled either, but I'm taking that. Oh, and then I'm probably going to take Resto. Resto on Dinarova Horror is amazing. Resto on the rest of my cards don't do too much, but I feel like white-black land or random 2 mana spirit are probably going to table, and Resto is very strong. Not super into Rite of Oblivion in this deck. It's a splash, and I don't have a lot of things that I want to sacrifice. So this is a 2 mana 2/2, but if you have 4 creatures, it turns into an XX and makes a creature every turn. So that's not terrible. Oh, this is cool. I've never seen this card. It's a Gravedigger for wizards and vampires. There's also this statue, which is okay, but I think I'd rather take a 2-drop. There's also counter a spell and make a 2/2, which isn't bad, but I think just a 2-drop is probably more what I'm in for. Okay, so Savior of Allenbach is a 3 mana. When it attacks with a creature with greater power, it gets a +1/+1 counter, and when it trains, you exile a creature from the graveyard or battlefield, and when it leaves the battlefield, you put the cards back on the battlefield under the owner's control. So you mostly want to exile creatures from your own graveyard for this, because then when it dies, you put them back into play. I guess that's fine. This doesn't do much because I'm not going to be paying the cleave cost. I guess you can play it without the cleave cost. Deals X to a creature or planeswalker, and you gain X life or X number of creatures you control. I think I'd rather just take the Savior here. Not a card I'm like super excited about, but it seems fine. When it leaves the battlefield. So you can blink that with Resto to bring the creatures back right away, which is nice. And then it also kind of resets the power and toughness of this, which makes it easier for it to train because it has to attack with a creature with greater power. Okay, a blue-white land is going to be pretty hard to pass up. 4 mana, 4/3 flying, first strike, lifelink is fine, but remember, this isn't limited. This is cube, which is to say that cards like Resto are good, cards like Gazella are good, but every card you play against is also going to be pretty good. Hullbreaker Horror is great, but it's still a little too expensive. Spirit Bonds. So you can pay a white whenever a non-token creature enters the battlefield to make a white spirit. And you can sack a spirit to make a non-spirit indestructible. I do have kind of a lot of creatures, and they combo nicely. All right, I'm going to try Spirit Bonds. This actually seems like it could be good. Oh, I do like Dream Shackle Geist as well. At the beginning of combat on your turn, tap a creature or target creature doesn't untap. All right. And Spirit Bonds with multiple Spirit Lords is pretty nice. Also, like against removal decks, just getting to make a bunch of spirits is awesome. I'll take Hard Evidence, though I don't think... maybe I'll play it. Who knows? All right, Spectral Shepherd Wield. I don't really want Voice of the Blessed here. A lot of 3-drops, which is not ideal. Okay, Hallowed Fountain Wheeling is awesome. Oh, man. 2 mana, 1/1 flying, taps a creature. You know what? I'm still just going to take Hallowed Fountain. I want to cast my spells. It's a thing I've said often, but it's true. Also, it means Flooded Strand can sack for a blue and white land, which actually is valuable. I don't think I'm going to play any of these cards. So I have plenty of playables. I have 1 spell. I mean, I guess I have 1. Oh, I guess this is definitely a spell. All right, I'll take the Foreboding Statue. I'm not going to play it. I guess I have 2 spells, but this one still makes creatures. And then, of course, Sarah and Hard Evidence and Lingering Souls also all make creatures, so just Cackling Counterpart. So Valorous Stance is the only card in my deck so far that doesn't make a creature. Just take random whatevers. And Flooded Strand plus Godless Shrine is already enough to splash black, probably, like especially since I have effectively 3 blue-white lands. Gisela last pick. All right. Let's take this, and what do we got? Angel of Glory's Rise, exile all zombies, and then return all creatures. How many creatures do I have? 1, 2, 3? 3 right now? Oh man, Skeletal Vampire was nuts. 6 mana, 3/3 flying, makes 2 bats. You can sack a bat to regenerate it, and you can pay 5 and sack a bat to make 2 more bats. But Deserted Beach is also great. This is a spirit that copies any creature, and then you can flash it back as a token, as an enchantment that copies every creature every turn. Yeah, and then there's like Sorin, a big expensive planeswalker. I'm just going to take a land here. None of these cards jump out at me. Spirited Away. 7 mana spell isn't really where I want to be, and wow, these cards are not all that good. Oh wait, actually no, Moorland Haunt's amazing. It's a colorless land, which I can afford because I have all these duels, and you can exile a creature from your graveyard to make a spirit token. That card was very good and constructed. Okay. So 4 mana, 3/3 flying, your non-black creatures get +1/+1, but it costs triple white. There's also a 3 mana, 2/3 flying spirit. Whenever you cast a creature spell with mana 3 or less, you get a clue. It's pretty good. Not really a Vexing Scuttler deck. All right, I'll take the Bishop here. Really want cards that cost less. But Rafine's Tower, a tri-land, also seems pretty nice. Oh, Karmic Guide? It's Angel Spirit. You can't blink it with Resto, unfortunately. But still... 5 mana, 2/2 flying pro black, returns a creature from a graveyard to play, and it has Echo, but I also have Cackling Counterpart, which is pretty nice. You can copy it. What you can do is you can cast this, get a creature back. On upkeep in response to Echo, you copy it, get another creature back. This one dies. Then the next turn, you can flash back on the original Karmic Guide, copying it, getting another creature back. I mean, they all keep dying, but Karmic Guide does really good stuff. Also, it's really good to sack to Elder Deep Fiend. All right, we're at 21 playables right now, and we want as many creatures as possible because we have Spirit Bonds, Bygone Bishop, and Welcome a Vampire that pay you off for them. Oh, Selfless Spirit is perfect. Stalker would be nice if we had that Butcher's Cleaver, but Selfless Spirit is fantastic. Just a 2-drop Spirit is basically all you need to know, but it also actually has a pretty good ability. Sack it to make all your creatures indestructible this turn. Don't think I want Doom Foretold, but I actually think I would play Just the Wind. A 2-mana bounce spell sounds kind of dorky, but honestly, just a tiny piece of interaction is all you really need here. So maybe I'll cut it right now. This is 17 lands, which I'm fine playing 17 lands in this deck. A lot of 3s. Maybe I wouldn't mind cutting like Savior of Wallenbach. I guess this is playing the Gisela, but I think it's fine. It's a good combo of Selfless Spirit. Oh, Slacks. I owe Slacks, so here we go. And Oop. What do we got? We need a little more 2s is what we need. I wouldn't mind picking up one more 2-drop if we can find one. Let's see about that. A Lannister always pays his debts or something like that. We have, for interaction, a Valorous Stance, Adjust the Wind. I would count Dream Shacklegeist because it taps a creature at the start of the turn. Shacklegeist is also pretty good interaction, so not bad. Okay, so what do we got here? We have Jacob Hauken, 2 mana 0/2, draw a card, then exile a card face down, and then you can pay 6 to transform it into an enchantment that lets you cast the exiled cards for free or play lands from them, and it exiles a new card every turn. Not terrible. There's also Sunset Revelry. If an opponent has more life than you, gain 4. If they have more creatures, you make 2 1/1s, and if they have more cards, you make a thing. That actually seems more like what this deck wants to do. I'm not going to make more creatures that often, but if you're behind, which this deck could be, it seems like it could be good. And I think I might want to cut the Savior of Allenbach. We'll see. Slayer's Plate. This is kind of expensive. Angel of Glory's Rise doesn't seem that good. I'm not splashing red. What about Westvale Abbey? Would I play this card? I kind of don't think I would. Oh, sack 5 creatures. Actually, this deck makes some random creatures. I think I could afford 2 colorless lands in this deck. So what does this one do? 3 mana 2/2 taps to make a human. And when you hit 5 life, all your creatures get +2/+2. That sounds good. I'm not playing any of the other cards, I don't think. I could see siding in the Manor Gargoyle at various times. I don't know. I'll just take a card here. I'm not playing any of these. Oh, Syncopate actually is really nice as a 2-drop. All right. That's kind of free. Invisible Stalker is a 2, but it doesn't do quite enough, so that's kind of free. And I need to cut a couple cards now. Maybe I'll just side in the Sunset Revelry. I didn't think Jacob Hawken was all that good either. Thraben Doomsayer is also kind of dorky. Though Fateful Hour, other creatures you control get +2/+2 is kind of nice. You can get to 5 and just drop that as an overrun. I could cut Just the Wind. I could cut Hard Evidence, but I kind of like that card. It seems solid to me. I need to cut 1 here. I mean, I like the way this deck looks. I could also cut 2 and play 18 land. I don't think that would be crazy. I do have no way to discard, right, for that card. But I think a bounce spell is going to be something this deck wants. All right, I think I'm just cutting Thraben Doomsayer and just playing mostly spirits. There's also Spectral Shepherd, which is pretty weak card. Maybe I just cut this too and play 18 lands. Because I have a cycling land in Rafine's Tower, and I have Westvale Abbey plus Moorland Haunt. So I feel like I have some good mana sinks. Okay. I don't think I even need a swamp, right? I've got Flooded Strand for Godless Shrine and Rafine's Tower. And that's 3 black sources for the Flashback of Lingering Souls plus a 6-drop. Feels like I can get away with no swamp, and I'll just play 5 of each here, and that'll leave me 1, 2, 3, 10, 11 white and 10 blue. All right. I don't know if this deck's good. The blue-red spells deck I drafted I thought was pretty good. This deck, it'll kind of depend on what removal people have, because I do have a lot of cards that if I just tap them, I tap out for a Bygone Bishop or Dream Shacklegeist or whatever, any of these 3-drops, and they just kill it. It's not great for me. But that being said, I do have, like, Sarah is pretty good against removal. Spirit Bonds is really good against removal. So is Karmic Guide. Resto can help protect from it. Syncopate's decent. I have some decent top end here, but I can also definitely come out in a fairly aggressive manner. I've got some decent sideboard cards as well. I think Sunset Revelry is a really powerful sideboard card. I guess I could play Bark Channel Pathway instead of an island. Do I have any reason to do that? I don't think so. Besides just messing with my opponent. Yeah. Bilespawn Spider. There's Foreboding Statue as well. It's a 3 mana 1/2 that after after you tap it for mana 3 times, basically, you get a 5/5. That's fine, but I think I'd rather not. It's not like my curve even really lends itself to a 3 mana dork. So, all right, time for round 1. Let's see what we've got here. Going to be on the draw, which does make Syncopate a little worse. Oh, I like this hand. Nice little curve. Can't Dream Shackle turn 3 quite yet, but oh, Hard Evidence plus Handwear Militia Captain. Yeah, that is busted. I will admit that is a very strong synergy, and by that I mean it's fine. See what my opponent's got for me. Turn 1, Evidence. Turn 2, Militia Captain. Turn 3, Drogskol Captain. Then I have 3 of the 4 creatures I need. If I draw, it's going to be hard not to have 4 creatures in play on turn 4. I mean, at least in terms of a curve. Obviously, they can kill my creatures, and then I won't. Just because I have a 1-drop, a 2-drop, and a 3-drop, and by that time, I'll either have drawn an island to play this, or I'll have drawn another creature. So the only way I miss is if I draw all planes. And that seems somewhat unlikely. All right, let's see what my opponent has for me here. They haven't even kept their opening hand yet. All right, there we go. I'll keep, they will keep, and let's roll. So far, I've seen red-white aggro in this cube. I'm not sure. Certainly there's vampires and zombies decks, and of course blue-red spells decks, but I guess there's probably a green spider spawning style of deck, but I haven't really seen that play out. All right, Thraben Inspector. Well, I've got Craven Inspector. I'll probably sack Flooded Strand for Island here, but green-white humans, huh? All right. Hamlet Captain. Ooh, what a beater. That's fine. I've got my captain. We both have kind of the same draw. 1/1 Cluemaker, 0/3, or 1/2 Cluemaker and 0/3 Cluemaker, and then Hamlet Captain and Handwear Militia Captain. Both of theirs are a little better than mine. I'm feeling a little behind here. Ooh, I do like Resto, though. Let's do this, pass the turn. So if they attack with both, I guess I block Hamlet Captain with Handwear Militia Captain. They're also, I could do that. They're also playing white-green, which doesn't remove creatures from the board all that easily. Obviously, there's still plenty of ways, like fight cards and whatnot, but I could just block the crab on one of theirs, take 2, play another creature, and then get to the point where I have 4 creatures in play, at which point this turns into a 4/4 that makes a token, then a 5/5, and so on and so forth. So let's see what we want to do. I also have a Resto, but Resto doesn't really have any combos right now. Oh, Obzon, and they cast Join the Dance to make 2 humans. Oh, they're not going to offer the trade of Hamlet Captain then. Well, that's fine. I might not play this next turn, because if they had attacked and I could play this to make it so their creature doesn't untap, that would be one thing. But if none of their creatures are tapped, I might just cast Drogskol Captain, especially since if I draw Cackling Counterpart, getting 2 captains out's the lock, where all your spirits have hexproof, including both captains. They see each other. So then it's pretty hard to remove that. I mean, you can't target either of them. You have to have a sweeper or something. Opponent's deciding whether they will want to trade off. They do not. Sarah the Benevolent's interesting too, because if I play that, I want to have more defense. I'm gonna play one of my things. I think I'm just gonna get basic island here. I've got enough white sources. I'm just trying to decide. Neither of my 3 drops is that good on defense. I might just play the Dream Shackle still, because the way I see it is, even though I'm not tapping something down this turn, if they make an attack next turn, having this in play gives me more defensive options. Okay. Island, Dream Shacklegeist. Tap your Hamlet Captain. Pass the turn. And the turn after that, do I want to play Sarah? I could play Drogskol Captain. That seems worse than playing a 4-drop. They might just be killing something here. Like this could be this looks like a Rite of Oblivion to me. Yeah. Exile my Hamlet Captain, sure. And crack a clue. All right, that's a fine spell. They have to sack a permanent to have that happen. All right. Yeah, so now here I'm just going to block, take 4. And then the Dream Shacklegeist will untap something. All right, I'm going to pay the life. Play this. And then I'm going to -3 Sarah here. And then I'm going to make it so their Hamlet Captain doesn't untap. And now if they want a Rite of Oblivion flashing back, well, they can kill the Planeswalker, but I get a 4/4 Angel out of the deal, and they spend their whole turn. Or they kill the Angel token, in which case I still have a Planeswalker. That being said, actually, maybe I don't tap down the... No, I have to tap down the Hamlet Captain. Because what they can do is, if they flash it back, killing the Angel token, and then attack me with these two, I do have to block one or Sarah dies. So that does force me to trade down Dream Shackle for like a Thraben Inspector, which obviously isn't great. But if I tap down, say, the token, they'll sack the token. At least if they want to make that play, they have to sack Hamlet Captain to Rite of Oblivion. And that is not very strong. So, yeah, I'll do that. Opponent is taking their time. That they are. Every now and then I am jealous of the arena rope here. I will say that. All right, so let's make a token and then pass the turn. No attacks. I'm going to make it so Hamlet Captain doesn't untap. So now if they want to, they can force a bad trade here, right? They can go right, sacking Hamlet Captain, kill your Angel, attack with these two. To keep Sarah alive, I have to trade Dream Shackle down. But the net result is they're out at right, a Hamlet Captain, and a Thraben. No, they're playing something else. Oh, they're just casting Join the Dance. Okay, great. Now we're in fantastic shape. Okay. Do I want to play Resto? Not really. I think I want to play Drogskol Captain. So hold on. Let's just crack this. Nice. +1/+1. Play this. This doesn't untap. Yeah, this Dream Shackle's going pretty nuts here. And if I just attack for 10 here, actually. I'm not that worried if they want to kill Sarah the Benevolent here by flashing back Rite of Oblivion on the Angel token. Next turn, I can attack for a bunch of damage as well. And they can't even kill Sarah. They can kill the Angel token, sacking Hamlet Captain, attack Sarah with 4, and then I can block 2 of them, losing none of my creatures. Geistarter Monk is good. It makes 2 1/1 flyers, and it's as big as the number of creatures you have in play, so it's an 8/8 Vigilance. It doesn't have flying, though. They do have 2 flyers. If I could bounce 1, would they have died? No, they still wouldn't have died. Let's see. I'm 1 mana short of playing 2 things. I think I'm going to keep the Hamlet Captain locked down. What do I want to play? It's kind of mana inefficient, but I might play Selfless Spirit. Let's see, they're at 10. They have, so if I give this +1/+1, I attack, they take it, go to 5. This keeps that locked down. I have 4 blockers, 5 blockers. Yeah, this seems fine to do it this way. I could have -3 to make another Angel token, but I don't think I need to do that. I mean, maybe that'll end up being not working out well, but I think it's fine. And then I think I just attack with the Angel token and that's it. I guess I could attack with the Dream Shacklegeist. Actually, because that forces a block. I could also play no, I don't need to play Selfless Spirit first, I don't think. Do I want to attack with Drogskol Captain is kind of the question. I don't think so. I want to have a good amount of blockers here. I mean, I could tap down a token, but I'm still 2 points short of killing them if I do that. Because I could use Dream Shackle Geist to tap a spirit token, but they still block the angel and they take 8 going to 2. So yeah, that's not quite enough. I'll still make the Hamlet Captain not untap, because remember that pumps all the human tokens, so I really don't want that to happen. I'll leave back the Drogskol Captain, I think, but I will attack with the 2 lethal creatures. Or rather, the 2 creatures that combined are lethal. Assuming my opponent lets me get to my attack step. And then, again, somewhat mana inefficient, but I think playing Selfless Spirit is nice here. Because now I can sack that to give my whole team indestructible, which means I can like block Geist Honored Monk with Selfless Spirit, block everything else, sack Selfless Spirit, or I could just, depending on how it goes, chump Geist Honored Monk with the Crab token, and then block everything else. Oh, Thalia's Lieutenant. All your humans get a +1/+1 counter. Okay. They could flashback Rite of Oblivion. Yeah, I mean, that is a thing. But I have 4 blockers. They're not really that close to killing me. I guess Rite of Oblivion is maybe a reason to keep Sarah around. Oh, they're doing that one. Okay. And then they're going to attack Sarah with everything, I guess. Oh, they're attacking me with everything. They're at 5. They have 1 flying blocker. This looks like this really just doesn't work, but 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. Wait, 2. This is 8 damage. This doesn't have trample or anything. Then they block this, and then they die. Yeah, all right. I mean, I take a bunch of damage, but I even get to plus this. Beginning of combat, Dream Shackle Geist is also going to tap down the spirit token. All right. And Sunset Revelry looks pretty good here. So does Vanquish the Horde. Feels like I can get them with both of those cards. Don't really like this that much. This seems like that could backfire against a bunch of tokens. And I think the bounce spells, I basically took out, I think those are my 2 weakest spells. There's also, Valorous Stance isn't like the best, but I think it's going to be good enough. Okay. On the draw again here, but having Sunset Revelry and Vanquish the Horde is a pretty nice little combo. And, I mean, I'll definitely keep this hand. With Sunset Revelry in hand, I might not want to play Hard Evidence. I guess I can't play Hard Evidence turn 1 no matter what I do, so let's play Godless Shrine tapped. Though maybe because I could strategically lose life to Revelry, I didn't want to play it tapped. All right, land. So actually I will play this untapped and cast Hard Evidence. Now that they've made 2 creatures, I'm going to be behind on creatures. What I would like is a way to draw a card off this too. Okay. Block. I have 4 cards in hand. It's going to be pretty difficult to draw a card off that. I'm not going to lie. Let's go Dream Shackle Geist. And at the beginning of combat, I'm going to tap down the human token, or make it so the human token doesn't untap past the turn. Yeah, if they go land spell or return, I'm not going to be able to play this for value. Ooh. Other permanents you have control of hexproof. You can look at the top card of your library every turn, and you can cast Angels and Humans off the top. All right. I mean, that's pretty good. I have Valorous Stance, which is nice. Definitely just going to kill that now. All right. Do I want to cast Sunset Revelry? You know what? I'm gonna wait a turn. That doesn't untap, and I'm going to attack for 3. And I think I pass. Do Do I pass? Let's see. They have 3 cards. They're going to go up to 4 cards. They're going to go down to... I'm just not going to catch up, so I think I might as well cast this. Yeah, let's just gain 4 life and make 2 1/1s. I just don't see myself emptying my hand fast enough here. What does this one do? Oh, that card's pretty cool. So they get to draw a card every turn also. Well, I'll block. Okay. Moorland Haunt is also not bad. I guess I'm going to still make it so Hamlet Captain doesn't untap. I'm going to send it with these. And they're going to block. That's fine. And now, I think I crack this first. I'll play Patrician Geist here. And what I'm trying to set up next turn is, well, I don't know. I do want to emerge this at some point, but I'm not that close to it. Okay. So the creature tokens have +1/+1 in vigilance, and they're covenanting and drawing a card every turn still. All right, I guess I'll take it. Draw a Port Town. Okay, that's one I want to play at some point. They have a 1/1 flyer right now. I'm just racing them in the air pretty nicely here. Oh, I guess I probably attacked before playing the Geist last turn. That was not ideal. All right. Shacklegeist. Port Town. Tap to go. I don't have 2 untapped spirits to use that with, but I just have lethal flyers in play. And they're not very close to dealing lethal damage to me. Also, next turn I'll have 7 mana, so I'll get to cast Elder Deep Fiend by emerging. The crab was actually an Elder Deep Fiend all along. That crab looks pretty fierce, though. I would not mess with this crab. If I found this thing on the beach, I'd go the other way. I mean, I know it's kind of the camera angle, as it were, but this thing looks pretty fearsome. Also, look at how much distance there is, like, between the bottom of the crab and the bottom of the horizon. Like, this is clearing some space there. This isn't nothing. Okay. This card seems pretty strong. I guess you have to have 3 creatures in play to make it work. Yeah, I'll take it. All right. So they need a removal spell and not a blocker. That's a blocker. It's got a bunch of text on it, but it's a blocker. All right. You don't untap. Send. Emerge, sacking the crab. I guess I should technically emerge sacking the human, but I'm going to enjoy tapping the crab more. Tap flyer, tap flyer, tap land, tap land. All right, and take 1,000,000. Boom, and that was round 1. Let's get to round 2. Alrighty, time for round 2 where, yeah, I will keep this hand. It's not the best, but I think Karmic Guide's very good. And Dream Shackle Geist has been pretty impressive. Obviously, drawing a land right away isn't ideal. Let's see. Hopefully, I would just draw another spell here to play on turn 2. Play against blue plus some combo of other things. Oh, no. Oh, no. All right, well, at least I drew a land, so the game just doesn't completely screw me up. Well, Dream Shackle Geist is good. So this would have flipped to a 2/1 that just draws a card every turn. That would have been sick. Now it's just a looter. And then I do still get to play Dream Shackle next turn to lock it down. I am playing against a color that might not put my creatures in the graveyard very easily. But, are they like some kind of reanimate sort of deal? Or that's just their most expensive card. Who knows? That's an instant. Why would they play it there? That's really confusing. Because they didn't want to flip their thing. I guess they're worried about counter spells, but if they just passed, this would have flipped, which I assume is ideal. Okay. All right, Patrician Geist. Those are all 2/2s. I guess I'll tap down one of them because I don't really want to block either of them. Okay, that comes in. And now I'm not loving this, but I guess I can still tap down or keep the stowaway from untapping, even though I am going to let it flip here. They didn't play a land last turn of note. What I might end up doing, because I have Karmic Guide here, is I hope they play a spell that I can syncopate. All right, I'm just going to let them attack. And I'm going to block here. All right. Take some damage. And then hopefully they cast something here. They probably are. Yeah. Oh, and I get to syncopate it, which is great because that card has an effect in the graveyard. All right, let's nug that. And then I get to go Karmic Guide. Get back the Shacklegeist. You don't untap. And might as well attack for 3. All right, this works pretty nicely. I even have, are you going to attack me? Sure. I'll block. End of turn. All right, I'll tap one of those. I'm going to pay for Karmic Guide. I have nothing better to do with my mana. And draw. Oh man, I wish I had one more mana out. You don't untap. I'm going to attack with those. All right, they didn't have anything. Nice, nice, nice. That worked out pretty nicely. And then now I can start using Westvale Abbey. I've got some decent stuff for Investigator's Journal. That's their play. Ooh, that's not good for them. That just makes a bunch of clues for them, but we're just not in a spot where that's a very useful ability. I think I just make that not untap, and then I attack with these again and see if they double block. Oh, they didn't. All right, that's fine. Let's see. They're just, it's just turn 8. They're stuck on 2 lands, or 3 lands rather. And if they don't draw a land off this, they're completely screwed. All right, they did draw a land off that, but I still don't think that's really going to be enough. Make a token, draw, play a land. They're 8. What do I want? I think I'm actually going to tap a spirit token, attack, and then bounce the untapped spirit token. And that's lethal if they don't have anything. All right, didn't think this game was going to go particularly well, but they got stuck on 3 and that worked out. Didn't think Vanquish the Horde is really what I want, or Sunset Revelry exactly. Do I want Savior of Allenbach? This is kind of good if they don't have a lot of removal. And the Cloistered Youth actually seems okay here. Valorous Stance doesn't actually look very good against blue-white. Like when it can't kill one of their creatures, it's pretty medium. This looks like a 1-lander. Yeah, we're not keeping this one. This one not going to get the job done. Oh, mulligan. This I will keep. I'm going to put Selfless Spirit back. From what they played last game, Selfless Spirit didn't seem amazing. And I really didn't want to put back either a powerful 4 or a powerful 5 or a land. So I'll just play this Reveal of Plains. If I knew I was drawing lands, I guess I could have maybe put back a land, but I didn't think that was the right call. I guess I kind of wish I had the Selfless here, but we'll see what they do. They just had multiple things that made 1/1 tokens. Yeah, I like that, for example. That makes Selfless Spirit a lot less enticing. I don't think I want to bounce anything there. Need to draw some kind of play. Now I wish I just put back a land because I just drew all lands. But Westvale Abbey does help with that. I think I'm going to just take it. I don't really think I need to bounce the 1/1. Okay, crack this. I'm just going to get Hallowed Fountain. Ooh, are they going to use the fact that I tapped out to play something? All right, I'm going to play Gisela the Broken Blade, which hopefully if they counter it, at least goes to the graveyard and they don't syncopate it, because then I'll be able to Karmic Guide it back. Okay, 5 mana here. Don't love whatever this is. Mind Flayer. You gain control of it as long as they have Mind Flayer. All right, that's going to be kind of a problem because I can sure bounce it, but I don't really have a way to deal with the Mind Flayer past that. Mind Flayer is just a good card against me. Even Valorous Stance doesn't kill it here. Yeah, I guess I just take it. I don't really like it, but I don't really know. If I bounce the Mind Flayer, they just replay it. I guess I'll bounce it now and then hope to draw a Syncopate. It's kind of the idea. I also get to gain 4 life when I crack back here, which is something. I've also drawn land every turn of this game. I think I drew just the wind, and then other than that, it was like 6 land or 5 land just the wind. So yeah, I should have even played Westvale Abbey that turn, but yeah, I'm just not beating this Mind Flayer. There's not much I can do about that card, honestly. That would have been good if I had drawn it. Oh, that would have been a good answer earlier. They target the Gisela. In response, I make a copy and sack the original. All right, I guess I kind of need to bring in Vanquish the Horde because Mind Flayer is just going to mess me up that bad. Don't think Spectral Shepherd is good. This just doesn't do anything. Maybe just the wind is just not great. Oh, well, why didn't I just bounce my own creature? I'm just completely losing it. I apologize. I don't usually make plays of that magnitude, but yeah, I just bounced my own creature. What the hell am I doing? I am going to take out the Selfless Spirit, though. An X1 flyer doesn't really seem what I want against that, but what just happened there? I don't know. I really don't, honestly. This hand's good, though. I can't believe I did that. All right, well, oops, that's not the... No, that is the one I want to play. Because this comes into play untapped on turn 3. Though, if I don't draw anything, I'm probably just playing Deserted Beach on turn 2 anyway. Unbelievable. All right. Now I'm going to go Welcoming Vampire next turn and hope they don't kill it. Because then I go Patrician Geist and immediately draw a card. And that's going to be a pretty nice start. They got to search up Rafine's Tower. Very strong. All right, not Suspicious Stowaway. Oh, Tangible Virtue. Okay. I guess I don't mind that I sided in Wrath if they have that. All right, let's go Welcoming Vamp. Pass the turn. Next turn, Patrician Geist, draw a card, which unfortunately does make this actually a little less good because it makes my 2 power spirits not draw me cards, but it's all right. All right. Oh, interesting. Yeah, let's go Cackling Counterpart on this. I think that sounds great. Draw a card and then play this and send. And then now casting one of my spirits will draw me 2 cards. I like that. And it's pretty hard for them to deal with. Like, I have 2 Welcoming Vampires in play, so if they kill one, I still have another one. Oh, okay. That does give their spirits a little bonus here. That much is true. Draw. Let's go Lingering Souls. Draw 2. Not because of the 2 tokens, because I have 2 vampires in play. Let's pass here. Not drawing a land there is actually kind of a beating. The reason I played Lingering Souls was because I then get to flash it back. Yeah, I'm glad I didn't attack. It seemed like attacking would have been a mistake. Oh man, if I'd drawn a land there, I also could have just left up Syncopate. When I'm drawing this many cards, missing on lands is really brutal. All right, let's see what we can do here. how likely are they, like what kind of tricks are they gonna have here? I think I just go like this, and if they remove one thing, I still win there. No point in putting the 2 spirits, I don't think, because if they remove both, then both welcoming vampires, then I don't win. All right, I'm happy enough to trade there. I've got enough cards in hand that I don't need both welcoming vampires to go off. Oh, they made no play. All right, I drew a land. All right, I like this a lot more. They did kill the right one, unfortunately for me. Let's see. They have 5 mana. They paid the life. So I kind of want to leave up Syncopate in some capacity. I could flashback Lingering Souls for 2 mana. That seems like a decent place to start. And then we'll see what if they play something in response here. If they don't, I might just play something else this turn anyway. If they do play something, maybe I'll syncopate it. All right, I draw and pass the turn, or maybe I just cast an idiot that I don't really care about. I have 3 cards in hand. All right, I'm just going to cast a Bygone Bishop. Let them cast whatever spell they need. Counterspell, investigate 3. I'm sure. I'm actually fine having that be the result here. Like, I just didn't really want to spend. I had so many cards in hand that if I'd pass without playing anything, first of all, I'm discarding. Second of all, like, they, for the rest of the game, effectively have an emblem that's 2 tap, draw a card, which is powerful. Oh, are they missing a land drop? Okay, I guess we're even on that. Oh, I do like Drogskol Captain with this many spirits in play. Yeah, let's just go for the gusto here. Drogskol Captain, draw a card. Patrician Geist. And attack with everything. Yeah, I'll trade Welcoming Vampire. I don't need that card anymore. And now they have to have like a Wrath or they're just completely dead. And even if they have one, it's like my board is pretty, or my hand is pretty good. They played a Port Town tapped and then that was it. Oh, okay. I'm really glad I won that match because I don't understand how. I was just looking at like, I'll bounce the Mind Flayer and then set up something, and it's just like, oh, I could just bounce my own creature, recast it, and say go. Maybe I still lose that game, but I certainly lose the game with the play I made. So I think that wasn't a great one. All right, let's see if round 3 goes better. Look, at the end of the day, we got the dub. It's the best kind of mistake you can make, which is you see it, you acknowledge it, you learn from it, you still won the match, so you don't have to beat yourself up over it, and you move on. Trust me, the mistakes that cost you a match, a lot worse. Okay, this is... Yeah, it's a slow hand, but, you know, it's still... I think I'll keep it. 2 good 4-drops and a good 5-drop on the draw. I also have a bounce spell. Oh, no. That's not ideal. It's a 1/1 that's going to grow every turn. All right, well... I guess I can bounce that after a few turns, then I can curve Drogskol Captain into Gisela. Gisella's going to be really good against red-green, because if they kill it, I just go Karmic Guide it back immediately, and that's pretty strong. Okay, a werewolf, so I don't like that. Land, bounce their... No, I'm just going to bounce their werewolf, actually. Pass the turn. Okay, well, I do need to draw a land here or I'm in trouble. The Dreamshackle Geist is a really good one to play on 3. Because if I can go Geist, keep this tap down, and then they play some Werewolf Idiot. Yeah, that card's good. All right. Land. All right, well, now I'm dead. I can play Spirit Bonds, and then I'm just not really that likely to win. In fact, before they've even finished reading the card, I actually realized that there's just no chance that I can come back here. All right, well, definitely want Vanquish the Horde and Sunset Revelry against this deck. Definitely don't want Cloistered Youth. Definitely want Valorous Stance, that's good. All like the 2-drops are pretty important. I think Syncopate is decent, so I'll keep that. I guess Bygone Bishop is probably my weakest. Yeah, all right. Let's battle. I'm on the play. Okay. This hand's pretty good. This hand is still not going to be very happy if they play a Stromkirk Noble, but I guess I can play Selfless Spirit on 2 to try to block it. Okay, no Stromkirk Noble. They played a 1/1 or 1-mana 2/1 that transforms into a 4/4. All right, let's play Selfless Spirit because I guess I'll just trade. And then next turn, I'm probably just going to leave up Syncopate instead of playing Shacklegeist. I kind of feel like playing Shacklegeist wouldn't really be that great because it's a defensive play that doesn't do much. Oh, never mind. I am changing my tune here. Lingering Souls is such a good play that I'd rather just go Lingering Souls, and then next turn I can go flash it back, play Shacklegeist, use that to lock down their attackers. Lingering Souls is so busted. I do regret not being able to counter Tireless Tracker, but Shacklegeist, Lingering Souls, Tap Down Tracker. Though there is an argument that I should have just played Patrician Geist because I can flash back the Lingering Souls for 1 mana. I guess I get to attack for 2 more this turn, but then next turn I get to attack for way more, and I get to tap. Well, I guess I get to tap something down with Shacklegeist, that being the Tireless Tracker. So I guess that actually worked out fine. I've drawn really well this game. It's important to acknowledge when you draw well, because you certainly acknowledge when you draw poorly, but in this game I've definitely drawn well. Pillar of Flame. Okay. It also worked out better because I'd rather than Pillar of Flame my Shacklegeist than my Patrician Geist. Geist. Do they not have land? No, I don't believe that. They're just deciding what to do. And then next turn, I'll even have a Syncopate up for 1, which could be good enough. Okay. And a 4/3 trample that they can pay mana to do things, but doesn't matter here. Oh, just the wind also. All right, well, that's great. I mean, this game's, I think, pretty over. Well, what they could do is if they can kill my Patrician Geist without tapping out, so the Syncopate doesn't get them, then that does stop me from having lethal. As things currently stand, I have lethal and I have a bounce spell in hand. Though I wouldn't be surprised if they killed the Geist. Tovalar. Okay. Whenever your wolf or werewolf deals combat damage to a player, draw a card. I'm just going to take it. I think it's better. Oh. What is... They're cracking the clue? They're just dead on board if they do that. Sure. I'm just going to attack you for 10. I don't really need to play anything. All right. Lingering Souls does it again. Lingering Souls is just a ridiculously messed up card. All right. On the draw here, but, you know, as bad as that is, Sunset Revelry ought to do a little good work, and then Vanquish the Horde, I think, could come in big if we can get a good Vanquish draw here. It would be nice to, like, Sunset Revelry stall the game and then Vanquish on turn 4 or 5 and then take over from there. I'll be disappointed if I never get to Resto or Karmic Guide my Dinner of a Horror, but this isn't even really the matchup for that. All right, well, this hand has a lot of good cards in it, and I will keep. It's got a lot of the cards I'm looking for. Jeez, they played a tapper. All right, where's my Vanquish the Horde? They've had a one drop all 3 games, which that's clearly what their deck's built to do. But if they go mountain to 3-drop werewolf here, this could be bad. Daybreak Ranger? What? Taps to deal 2 damage to a creature with flying? What? And then it flips. I guess I don't want it to flip, so I'll cast Sunset Revelry and make 2 1/1s. Boo. This card just shuts me down. Unbelievable. I can't even pass to ambush it with Resto because it'll just flip. Yeah, I need to draw my Wrath basically, or I'm going to lose to Daybreak Ranger straight up. This just looks like an old Innistrad block constructed deck. What else could I do? I guess I could like play Lingering Souls, but they're not even going to attack with this. So like end of turn, they just shoot a Lingering Souls token. That doesn't seem like very productive at all. Oh, they're just going to pass and flip this into a fighter. Sure. Any Vanquish the Hordes? No. I guess it's fine to play Lingering Souls then, because either way they're going to get to kill something. Okay. And that, I think, creates more opportunities for me. Yeah. So, besides Vanquish the Horde, what am I looking to? Kessig Wolfrun too. They do. They have it all. All the cards from those old decks is what I'm saying. I guess I can pass with Resto up and hope that they attack into Resto. They didn't pump with the Wolfrun either. All right. Into Huntmaster. Wow, this is just a classic. I can't possibly beat this sequence of cards. I mean, what am I even trying to do here? I guess I can play Shacklegeist, which would have been good, and then let's get Godless Shrine. Let's flashback Lingering Souls. Pass the turn. Oh wow, the old transform rules were also just so bad because now you could respond to the flip. Obviously it's just better now because they can just ping a flyer, but still. Alright, I'm basically drawing to Vanquish the Horde, and if I draw Vanquish the Horde before too many turns go by, I might have a chance of winning because, you know, I'll have, like, this is a pretty strong next turn, but I don't think the way things are currently going, I have much of a chance. We'll see. I'm basically drawing to 1 card exactly. I guess Valorous stands to kill the Ranger. Well, I'd have to like let this flip and then Valorous stance it. And then the Huntmaster's already going to be a problem because they can just pass, flip it, eat something else. Like they don't, it's kind of annoying because they don't even have to play spells. I mean, I guess they are playing a spell, but they don't have to play spells. These are just all straight Avacyn block cards or old Innistrad block cards. I just remember at the Avacyn Restored PT we played this card. Well, the good news is they played another great card. So if I do draw Vanquish, I actually have a very good chance of winning. Let's test that theory by drawing Vanquish. I also had the ability, if I got to the point where I could like play both of these in the same turn, but I don't even think honestly that would do that much. I'm just going to pass here. They're at 22 life, so I don't even really think attacking them is all that relevant. They can even give trample to their big thing here. Okay. So I guess I have like 1 turn because I'm going to take a ton of damage this turn, assuming they don't play any spells this turn, which I think is fairly likely. I'm going to still take 8. I mean, I guess I'll block. They can ping that down, and then they wolf run for 2 to make it a 10. There's still enough to vanquish very easily. I'll block like that. Yep. Yeah. This match was pretty lopsided. Game 1, I just didn't play a third land and died immediately. And then this game, they just went boom, boom, boom. And, like, it's not even close. Okay, they gave it trample. Oh, they didn't sink all their mana into it, though. Okay. Oh, they're playing another creature? That's crazy to me, but okay. All right. That's not a vanquish. I mean, I can assemble Voltron. I guess I'll do that just because it's sweet. Pass the turn. So now they can't target any of my things, but Kessig Wolfrun is enough damage that I just die to the Trampling Wolfir Silverheart at this point. Unless... No, there's not really an unless. They just attack with everything, and I'm just dead. Because right now they can give anything +3/+0 and trample, so that's 11. So I have to block that like this. Block that. Block that. Okay. And then now I'm taking 4 down to 4, so... Yeah, they can pump either the Huntmaster of the Fells or the Wolfir Silverheart, and either one kills me, I believe. Because they make it 11. I take 5 down to 3, yeah, -1. But we're hanging on for dear life. And... Oh man, they figured out they could activate the ability of their card. And by that I mean they had me. I just kind of want to see if Vanquish is somehow the top card. I think this puts me to 0. And that'll do it. 2-1, so no trophy, but you know, it was a pretty solid little Spirits deck. A Spirits deck that could. 2 off. Yeah, if I had been able to spend 2 to kill that, play a Geist, I mean, to kill all that, yeah, it would have been a game. It wouldn't have been like the, you know, it's not like I automatically win, but I definitely had a very good shot at winning. As things currently stood, didn't come close. Thanks for watching. This Innistrad Horror Cube has been fun, and I appreciate you hanging out with me as I drafted Blue-White Spirits. Very different from the first deck I drafted, which you can go back and check out. That's a Blue-Red Spells deck. That was also very fun. That'll do it for today. I'll be back tomorrow with a Team Cube draft. You won't want to miss it. I'll see you then.